For gossip and entertainment only. Let's get started.
Hello, gossipers. Now we're on to day 2 of the Diddy trial. And day 2 is May 13th, 2025. It's a Tuesday. And this is the day when Cassie testified. I think that Daniel Phillip, the sex worker from yesterday's testimony, he continued today, I think it is. But we heard enough from him and we want to get into Cassie. So she was there today for 4.5 hours, I think it was. And she was given a break every 30 minutes or so, if I'm correct, because Cassie is at least 8 months pregnant, 8.5 months pregnant. She's in her last trimester, and because of that, she has the privilege, or no, I shouldn't say privilege, but she was given the opportunity to have more restroom breaks than anyone else because she's pregnant. So we're going to go into day 2 and we're going to see what it says. So let me see where to start because I don't want to go to the very top. It's like when, they discuss when they first meet, stuff like that, which they first met in, hold on. Okay, it doesn't say right here, but let's get this first meeting. Okay, so this is their first meeting since 2018. So they began dating around 2007, and they went public with their relationship in 2012, and they split in 2018. So that's the timeline there. And the last time they saw each other was November of 2018. And that was at the funeral for Kim Porter. And she is the mother of 3 of Diddy's children. Okay, so let's start from here. It says, when Ventura entered the courtroom, she walked down the center aisle with her eyes facing forward. Wearing a brown dress, Ventura passed by the jury box to the witness stand. Combs turned around in his seat and watched her walk to her seat. Oh my Lord. She did not appear to make eye contact with him. And I think her husband, Alex, was also afforded to go in as moral support. But I heard that during the testimony when they were questioning Cassie, you could see that he was, he's upset. As I said, she's a mother of 2. She's pregnant with her 3rd child. She could go into labor anytime, and, the stress of this, what she's going through. Okay, so it says the start of Ventura's relationship with Sean. Ventura, now 38, details she and the now 55-year-old Combs, who she called Sean, began dating nearly 2 decades ago, so 20 years ago. When they first met, she was 19, and they had a platonic relationship, and then eventually it grew into more than it was. She said soon she fell in love with him and traveled with him everywhere he went. So let's get into something else. Okay, it says Combs was controlling and abusive, she says. Over time, Ventura said she began to see Combs' more controlling and abusive qualities. Control was everything, from the way that I looked to what I was working on that day, who I was speaking to, she said. He had mood swings that led to physical abuse, she said. So this is Cassie on the stand. You make the wrong face, and the next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face, she said. If I was a brat or something, he would let me know I needed to fix my face or watch my mouth. If he disapproved of something she did, he directed his staff to take her belongings away, she said. He also kicked her out of the house or her apartment that he was paying for, she testified. Bruises all over my body. Ventura said some of her arguments with Combs became violent. He would smash me in my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me, stomp me in the head if I was down, she said. Wow. She added she suffered injuries from the abuse, including knots on her forehead, busted lips, and bruises all over her body. Asked how frequently he was physical with her, she responded, too frequently. How the freak-offs turned into a job. Oh my gosh. Early in their relationship, Combs proposed the provocatively named freak-off in which he would watch her have sex with another man while he pleasured himself, a form of sexual voyeurism, Ventura testified. Each freak-off would usually consist of 2 to 3 sexual sessions, each session lasting an hour or 3 hours, and could involve 3 or 4 different men. Oh my God, so she could be there with like 4 men just doing it to her for an hour, for 2 to 3 hours, right? Lasting an hour long to 3 hours. Oh my God. It's his fantasy. He was controlling the whole situation. He was directing it, she said. The freak-offs became almost weekly, she testified, and stretched until 2017 or 2018. When Ventura gently brought up not wanting to do them anymore, Combs was dismissive, she said. It got to the point where I just didn't feel like I had much of a choice, didn't really know what no could be or what no could turn into, she testified. Sean controlled a lot of my life, whether it was my career, the way I dress, like everything, and I just didn't feel like I had much in it at the time. Being really super young, naive, total people pleaser, she said. I didn't know if he would be upset enough to be violent or if he would write me off and just not want to be with me at all. She testified she took all kinds of drugs provided by Combs or his staff at the freak-offs as a way of disassociating and numbing herself. At a certain point, a big chunk of her life was spent recovering from drugs and dehydration stemming from the freak-offs, she said. The freak-offs became a job where there was no space to do anything else but to recover and try to feel normal again, she said. Oh my God. Ventura breaks down in tears. Ventura statically described the sexual acts that occurred during freak-offs, but eventually broke down when she was asked how she felt about them. I felt disgusted. I was humiliated, Ventura said. I didn't have the words to put together at the time how horrible I really felt. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. When asked what she enjoyed, if anything, about the freak-offs, Ventura broke down in tears. The time spent with him, she said, as sad as it was, I thought that like it... Okay, let's say it again. The time spent with him, she said, as sad as it was, I thought that like it was the only time I could get. So basically she's saying with the freak-offs was like the only time she could get with him. Even if there were people around, she was having sex with people, he was there, and like, you know, that's the time. Wow, this is so... Ooh. A total assault came after she tried to leave a freak-off, she said. The central evidence in trial so far has been surveillance video showing Combs beating and kicking Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. and in court she offered more details on what led to that incident. At some point, the freak-off turned violent, Ventura said. I'm not sure what happened, but I got hit by Sean and I had a black eye. And at that point, all I could think about was getting out of there safely, she said. The attack came after she admitted to leave a freak-off before it was over, she testified. It got violent and I chose to leave, Ventura said. Sean followed me into the hallway by the elevators. He grabbed me, threw me down on the ground, kicked me, tried to drag me back to the room, took my stuff. Ventura said she grabbed her belongings and ran out as fast as I could without putting her shoes on while Combs was in the shower. She said he had beat her in that same way seen on the surveillance video too many times to count. Are there occasions when you tried to fight back when Sean hit you? The prosecutors asked. No, Ventura said. Video of the attack was first published by CNN last year. The jury has viewed surveillance footage of the attack at least 5 times in the trial so far. Some freak-offs were arranged across state lines, Ventura said. So I guess that's where they have the sex trafficking. It's because he went out of state, you were trafficking sex, because that's where you took her to have sex with these freak-off people and stuff. Some of Ventura's testimony touched on the role that Combs' employees and staff played in the freak-offs. A key part of the prosecution's allegation that he and his inner circle constituted a criminal enterprise. She testified Combs' staff would sometimes book the hotel rooms for the freak-offs and that Combs told her rich escorts to hire. Ventura said he paid them in cash and facilitated the escorts' travel to wherever the couple was at the time. Ventura said she found the escorts online and would show them to Combs for him to approve. Escorts were paid between $1,500 and $6,000 after the freak-offs in cash that was provided by Combs, she said. Oh my gosh. So she was a whore. She was being treated like a prostitute. Some of the escorts participated in freak-offs in multiple states, according to Ventura. When she needed to fly in an escort for a freak-off, Ventura would tell Combs' travel agent to arrange travel for a new staff member, he testified. At Combs' direction, she purposely concealed the true reason for the travel request, Ventura said. It was important to Sean not to have the escort identity known, she said. Okay, so you didn't want to know. A blow-up pool of baby oil. So remember when they raided his house, they found a bunch of baby oil. So we're going to read on that now. She also said that Sean's staff would provide materials such as baby oil, Astroglide, and condoms for the freak-offs. And when they ran out of lubricant, they'd call someone on Combs' staff or the hotel desk to bring more. Law enforcement discovered more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil in searches of Combs' homes last year, and Ventura explained the product's role in the freak-off. If he felt like you were too dry, he'll let you know, she said. He would say, you were too dry, you need to put more oil on, or you need to be glistening. Oh my gosh. It's like a porn. I mean, yeah, because it was being recorded. She was with different men. It's like you're recording your girl having porn. They used about 10 large bottles of baby oil each time. At one freak-off, there was even an inflatable pool filled with baby oil, she testified, and Combs told her to get into the pool to cover herself in oil. Hotels' room would typically be trashed after freak-offs, And many times, one of Combs' staff members would go in and clean up, she said. The hotels often charged Combs for the damage, and she recalled hearing staff members take calls from hotels about it. You know, you're given this chance in life to do better, to be better, and this is what you take that opportunity to do. My gosh. Ventura said she was insanely jealous of his girlfriends. So while they were dating, he was still, with other women. Okay. The defense has said the case is really about jealousy. When Ventura admitted in her testimony she was insanely jealous of Combs' other girlfriend. I didn't get that he was him. He was Puff Daddy, and Puff Daddy is many women, Ventura said. He likes the company of women, and I had to just really learn that over time, despite what he would tell me just between us. She continued, he made me feel like we were in a monogamous relationship more often than not. It was really me figuring out that we were not. Ventura appeared sober all but once during sexual encounters, witness says. Ventura was not the only person to take the stand Tuesday. Oh, this is where with the sex worker when he had to continue today. The day began with the continued cross-examination of Daniel Phillip, the 41-year-old who testified a day earlier that he was paid thousands of dollars on multiple occasions between 2012 and 2014 to have sex with Ventura while Combs watched and pleasured himself. Ventura appeared to be sober during these sexual encounters, except on one occasion when she was slumped over on a couch, Phillip testified. In that instance, Combs stepped in and said they could not have sex, he said. Okay, so he's saying that one particular incident, she was intoxicated and Combs said she could not have sex because then that would be classified as the R word, correct? Yes, it would have. Oh my gosh. Ventura testified later Tuesday that she usually took narcotics with Combs before an escort would join them. Phillip first took to the stand Monday afternoon as the second witness in the government case. So yes, that was Cassie. That was all her testimony. I mean, they paid these sex workers, anywhere between 1,500 to 6,000 a free cough, and everyone that worked for Puffy was involved. The staff members, they booked the hotels, they got the transportation. She went to different states. I mean, and each time they used like 10 large bottles of baby oil. And even at a point, she went into a pool, so she was covered in baby oil. Again, this is like porn. Oh my gosh, how can someone do that to a girlfriend? And people are saying, well, Cassie, she stood for it. Why didn't she leave? And you hear her, she was afraid. She was deathly afraid to leave. And we're not going to go into reasons when she leave. We're going to save that when she testifies again, because she's coming back tomorrow, Wednesday, to go more into that, because eventually they're going to ask, how did you leave? When did you get to leave? And that's when we'll hear things about her husband. But to know that she was going through all this, and again, Diddy's girls, they were in the courtroom. They stood out. They went out for a couple minutes, came back, and then they left again. Because again, your father was treating these girls, these women's, like whores, like prostitutes. And Cassie's good. I think she's in therapy. She has to stay in therapy. She really has to stay in therapy. This is a lot for one person to go through. Consensual or not, this was a lot. And you heard what she said. She was in love with him. She thought they were monogamous. When looking at Diddy, and she was young when they started dating. She was 19. He was 17 years older. My gosh, this Diddy's going to jail. That's where the sex trafficking comes in, and everything that's being said. Wow, 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 wow. He punches her, kicks her, beats her, everything. And they even said that that when she left the hotel on that beating incident that we watched, that she came back later and they had to tell her, no, you leave, you go back home, so everyone is waiting for tomorrow to hear what she has to say on how she got out. And then with Kid Cudi, his car exploding in his garage, and everything like that. So and then we'll see who else is there to testify, and to see if any other celebrity names will be called, because I think people want to see that too, to see if any more celebrity names will be called. So gossipers, day 2 with Cassie on the stand. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Do you think Puffy will go to jail for a long time? And what are your feelings on Cassie? She answered the question no matter how hard they were to answer. And I'm sure her husband sitting in that gallery hearing his wife speak about having threesomes, foursomes with different men. Just imagine 3-4 men rubbing on your wife, entering your wife. Oh my God, this is... Whew. Anyways, gossipers, please like, share, subscribe, and until tomorrow, day 3, thank you for watching and listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Article read from CNN Entertainment. Thank you, gossipers.